Okay, we're back and not dead. You wanna mute and or turn off the TV?
Just in case something else.
Okay, so this isn't gonna be for very long stream, but I don't know. Give you closure, we're alive, everything's fine. It passed by us, nothing happened. So I was here before. I would like to finish this up before anything happens. Because I'm still kind of staring at it. I gotta refigure out how I'm gonna do this. First, I gotta finish. I was keeping Muffin occupied with video games, so now I have to. I don't know. I've got to finish up what I was in the middle of real quick. So. 2 seconds. So, what am I doing here? Anybody out there play Monster Super League? Because I've been playing it for, I don't know, a reasonably lengthy time now. But I've been playing it super casually, so I still have no idea how, like, you're supposed to do things in this game. I know I have, like, thousands more energy than I will probably ever use. And they're giving me energy faster than I'm using it. Okay, so back to what we were doing. Okay, so I feel like right here, I'm gonna want to set distance to falling, and I'm gonna set it to 1. Like, I don't know how you're supposed to do things in this game. I see all kinds of, like, I mean, you see all the advertisements for the endgamey stuff, like, oh, you can get the big 5-star monsters, and you see, like, the little star dudes that you get enough of, and you can get a big star dude, which helps you evolve. And, like, I don't even know how to get the little star dudes. I've been relying entirely on getting the big star dudes once a month through the little, like, login bonus. I'm glad they give me plenty of energy, though, because I don't want to have to, like, given that I don't play super often, I don't want to be hurting for energy. Okay, so, that looks good. Create that, set distance to... I think this is going to want to be gem1 dot distance. Okay, so theoretically, this will work. So let's see how quickly everything dies and explodes. Okay, so to start with, I cannot advance more than once. So that's cool. Let's try this in debug mode, and we'll just take a look at where's my global variables. Wow. That got real negative real fast.
Like, literally the number went negative, or it just went bad?
Let's see here. It starts at 0, and then when I hit up, it's... yeah, it just shoots down to about negative 16,000.
Wow.
That's not supposed to happen. Okay, so when all do I use gem advancing? Okay, so I'm absolutely positive the problem is that there. Oh no, I should have debugged. That actually works really well. Mostly. So yes, this is the problem. Yeah, as far as evolving your Astromon, I've done a little evolving. Well, I don't know, there's like rank up and then there's evolving. There's ascension and then there's evolution. And I think evolution is just changing their shapes. And for that, you just need to get a whole crap ton of that same number of Astromon together. For the Ascension just changes your Astromon from like 3 stars to 4 stars. And for that, you need the gems and the stuff. And the gems aren't actually hard to get, you just get them by running your daily dungeons and crap. And you can even run the dungeons multiple times if you need a crap ton of them. Getting the higher level stuff will take friggin' forever, though. I've only ever upgraded anything from 3 to 4 stars because those gems are super easy to get. I haven't gone above 4 because those are a lot rarer. Okay, so I gotta figure out what is up with this gem advancing thing. Yeah, as far as the evolution, the physical change, getting a crap ton of that Astromon, that's rough. If you want to rely on what I've started doing is relying on the big star dudes that you get from the monthly login bonus. Since that big star dude can be used in place of another Astromon, you only need, at the end of the day, 4 of one kind of Astromon in order to fully evolve it. I mean, of course you then also need to wait a year. If you're using only the login bonus Big Star Dude. But I don't know, sometimes that's how long it takes. Which is silly, and why I feel like, well, especially once you get to endgame, there's gotta be an easier way to get stuff. Like, there's gotta be a way to, like, get those little star dudes or something. So you can evolve them into the big star dude. Hello, Chobita Hollow. Okay, so this is my problem, and I know why it's my problem, and I'm trying to think of a better way to do it. Okay, so I'm wondering what would happen if, and we're talking like real edge cases here. What would happen if I randomly generated an entire row of the same gem and managed to throw enough gems to make a set onto that advancing row as it was being made? I'm talking super edge cases here, but yeah, I do very much feel like there's got to be a way in Monster Super League to get a lot of that stuff later in the game. And I feel like early in the game, you're supposed to rely on being able to just farm up all the dudes that you fight normally. Like all the 1 stars and 2 stars dudes that you just kind of find laying around. That you can evolve up and then ascend some. I get a decent healer that way, actually, by just grabbing like a 2-star that shows up a bunch. That, of course, is assuming that at the end of the game like later in the game, there is a way to get this crap. Like, I'm not currently super far, I'm like, my team is like level 35 or something. And I'm on the final area of the first continent. I think it's the first continent. The next to last continent, at the very least. If there's only 2, then it's the first one. There's like another continent with another 3 areas on it off to the far right that I haven't been on yet. Watch when you get out to that that last little continent, there's like just nothing but 5 stars and those star dudes everywhere. No. Whatever happened to Gungrave? Victor Entertainment happened to it. My arch nemesis. So, Victor Entertainment decided to give me a copyright strike and completely remove the first video of Gungrave from YouTube. It's just gone now. And later on, like, after that happened, I just made both Let's Plays private. I wasn't gonna mess with getting another strike. And later on, Victor Entertainment decided, even though they were private, to claim them all for monetization. So, technically they're private, and I should really just delete them. but I don't know. As soon as Victor Entertainment loses the rights to the Gungrave soundtrack, you may see him again. Sometime in like 50 years. Okay, so the problem right now is this. I feel like the easiest thing to do is just... that. Still rumbling outside. Okay, so that should do that. Then for each one of these, we do that. Now this relies entirely on the... Your gem has stopped moving in order to determine that this needs to be stopped. In which case, in my edge case scenario, well, let's just see what happens, I guess. I still can't advance it more than once. How does it get to negative 27? What the poop? What the poop? Okay, so let's add... approximately 100 every time. Oh, that could be a problem. I'm using gem speed here. I shouldn't be using gem speed. I should be using 2. Because the gem speed is not gem speed. Gem speed is move gem speed. Alright, so if I set it to 2, things should work better. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I locked the game up. Alright, so where did I lock the game up? Okay, so if I lock the game up, I probably hit some kind of infinite loop.
Right.
Oh, that could be a problem. That could be a problem. I never give an exit out of this while loop. Whoops. Okay, so what do we have here?
Oh, yo. So that happened.
That's cool. Yep. Well, where can you find that one tweet that was like that one person saying that like life in Ohio is
Oh, I don't know if I can find that anymore.
because
It
that
was,
is
It was like hashtag growing up in Ohio. Severe weather alert for tornado warning, and my neighbor is mowing the lawn. Yep.
it's like if you can find me that tweet again, I want to retweet that because that is Ohio as crap.
I'll see if I can find it.
Tornado warning and neighbors outside mowing.
I found it.
Oh man.
Do you really want to retweet this random girl's tweet?
Maybe.
Maybe.
That's just a random person.
It's just a random person.
I would, because it's great.
It's just.
But, if it's only got like 2 or 3 notes on it already, then that's gonna be awkward.
It has 3 retweets, but it has
Yeah.
20 likes.
And I mean, that'd be awkward if like just some random person.
You could just copy and paste it.
I could. That's like theft, isn't it?
Kind of. Technically, I guess. Besides, how our neighbors don't mow the lawn.
I'd just tweet something like, in quotation marks, I'd say,
Oh, just like that tweet in quotation marks.
almost, and then just put like a hashtag Ohio after it or something.
It's already got a hashtag in it.
Just like in quotation marks, like tornado warning. Tornado warning and neighbors outside mowing. Hashtag Ohio.
It's still like...
It is. Like I can, if I do the quotation marks, then like I'm at least admitting it's not mine, but it's better, but not.
Yep, it's raining.
Yep, that's rain.
Yep,
He's gonna rain.
raining.
Okay, so I think from here I just need to add another
I
thing.
thought this patch of storm does not have a tornado. The previous patch of storm did have a tornado.
Okay, so the plan is I examine a thing. I do one of two things, depending on whether or not there's a gem there. Oh, I'm gonna want to put a sub under this that says if distance is not equal to 0, does it fall into 1?
God, that little patch of tornado just keeps freaking moving.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's try this again, and hopefully it won't lock up this time. Okay, so I can advance, that's cool. I can put him back down, and I can move. We successfully did not lock up.
That's good.
I can... I did something. Okay, so I did something very weird here. Let's fix that. I think this needs to be... that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, look at that crap.
Just pick all of them up.
Yeah. If there is a... If everything in a row, if there's like multiple of one color in a column, I put in a button that just lets you pick all of them up at once.
No, I mean, it looked like you were picking blocks up, but not putting them back down.
Oh.
Just kind of picking them up.
Oh, no, you can't do that. At least you shouldn't be able to.
I would just like
Yeah.
Oh.
Boop. And the yellow one even falls down. Okay, now this does work, and I'm doing it in a completely different way. So what I should do now is set up to test the edge case. That is the problem that I had. Yeah! Okay, so, today we've successfully solved the problem that I had previously.
Yay!
I do feel like the gems fall a little too fast. I mean, they fall as fast as this falls. But that's admittedly kind of fast. I mean, it's good for this because there's such a great distance and they really need to move. Maybe that'll help once there's an animation in for that. Hey, YouTube. Do you have some magical drop videos for me to watch? I need to see when a pear gets made.
So I just got a package that I ordered as of an hour ago. It was in Indianapolis, Indiana. And I'm just like, don't come any closer! Stay there!
Okay, so... It actually does look very much like they fall at different speeds. I think my throwing, for one, is a little fast compared to Magical Drop. But then the falling for the individual ones is, like, after you make a pair, that speed seems to be... I'm gonna set speed to gem speed divided by 2 and see what happens. And then I'm going to go up here to gem speed and I'm gonna knock it down to 80. Should I make it lower than that? I'll set it to that divided by... I'm gonna set it to -20, or divided by 20, just to see what happens. What am I gonna call this game? I got no idea.
Mystical gravity. Actions.
Yes.
Definitely not magical drop.
I mean, admittedly, I'm taking a lot of inspiration from Magical Draw, but I don't just want to make Magical Draw. I know. You did.
It wasn't very funny. Ooh! Oh, that's the air conditioner. It was like, it got loud. It got rain. Oh, that's just the air conditioner. I'm stupid.
I don't know, as slow as that is, that is actually not a bad speed. Divided by 20. Okay, so I set it to 80. So divided by 20 is what, 4? Yeah. Okay, so is it possible to make it a little faster than 4? I'll make it divided by 10, and we'll see what happens. Okay, well, I can adjust that speed as need be. And in the meantime, I'm going to delete this excess code. Okay, so I can adjust that as need be. Everything else right now is going to be... We're looking pretty good otherwise. We're looking pretty good otherwise. Next thing on my to-do list is animations. I need to put in a destroy animation. Which the destroy animation shouldn't actually be that hard. Once I'm done with the destroy animation, I need to put in idle animations for the blocks, which is going to be a little harder. I shouldn't get involved in that right now, though, because it's late. But in the meantime, hey, we at least have this. That was a horrible board. So a question comes to mind, which is, do I want this to work like magical drop? Where with magical drop, the pieces that fall down are not actually completely random. In magical drop, they actually pull from patterns. So, especially at the very beginning, if you just advance a whole bunch, you're going to get some really nice patterns that you can mess with and fiddle with. So do I want to do that? To give the player actually kind of a... That actually works because it gives the player the ability to learn that. And learn some patterns to get in. Or do I want it to be random? Like this. Like, random is much easier to do. I mean, I'm done. Yeah, that is true. It removes a certain level of skill from the competitive side. And I would like this game to be feasible, as a decent competitive game. Oh, that's gonna be fun, because that means I'm gonna have to come up with patterns for these to be in that don't make me look like I'm an amateur. I'm also not yet decided if... So, one thing I want to do with this game... Oh, that wasn't right. Hmm. Well, something's borked. Something is borked hard. Man, I wish I was in debug mode right now. So somehow I triggered an entire row to fall. What happened? That's a problem. That's a problem. Boom. Okay, well, the game is not completely bug-free right now. So I shouldn't need to pick one. That shouldn't matter either. that work still? Okay, that works still, so that's cool. Oh, that could be a problem. Hmm. What exactly happens when this happens? Oh, this is why. Yeah. This is going to be a... I've got kind of a headache ahead of me next time. So right now, the problem, as I'm sure many have seen so far, is if I make a set while I'm advancing, it completely pauses the advancing. And the reason it does that... The reason it does that is because I set the... distance that all of the blocks need to move to 0. Except for the falling ones, which I set to be correct for them falling. You know what would be way easier than this? When I'm advancing, instead of... Okay, that'll solve that problem. When I'm advancing, instead of worrying on each block having its own distance value, disable the ability to drop cubes while advancing. You know, that is the simplest solution to every problem. That would solve 2 problems that I'm currently having. Here's like, one problem is doing this part way and that stops them from going up. Which, I may do this anyway, which is, it'll simplify everything a great deal, if instead of worrying about each block having its own distance value that it needs to move and setting that when I slide them up, and then fudging with those when I'm dropping blocks, instead of that, I should just have one variable somewhere that when you hit advance, it moves all blocks, period, as that value goes down. Like, super simple, one loop that runs for that, and it's completely independent from everything else. I don't have overlapping values or anything. Cool. Great. Good deal. My problem, beyond that, is... And this is a problem that I realize is there, but I'm yet to be able to do anything about. Can I, actually? No, I can't, because I haven't reset that variable after reload. Is there a way for me to actually do this? Maybe. It's a little slow. Bam! There's a problem. Though admittedly not the that's actually not the problem that I was trying to cause. But it is still undoubtedly a problem. My problem is if you make a... Maybe I can just manually set this up a little better. Okay, well, I'm having trouble doing it, but it doesn't matter. My problem is whenever I'm advancing, I change how far these blocks can move. So one that's falling, it has a preset distance. This is how far it can fall. And if you advance, then it's going to advance up into that block falling. I think the key here is being able to advance the blocks has caused so many problems. And I think the key here is going to be exactly what Forged of Souls suggested. And I'm just going to disable the ability to drop cubes while crap's going on. Like, I'll just make it so you can't advance. You can't advance. It's gonna have to be you can't advance while you're dropping. You can't advance. You should be able to pull while you're advancing. You can't advance while you're dropping. You can't advance while... I could probably let you advance. I can let you advance while you're destroying. I could let you advance while... potentially while they're falling as well.
Yes.
If I also make the falling block do a thing. Oh. How in the world did I do this? So you can throw gems. Purefall, delete gems, placing gems. Where's, like, my small gem? Where's my move gem code? Oh, it's in effects for some reason. Move gem movement. How in the world did I do this so that it works if you're advancing? Because it does, and I did it, and I don't know how. This program is like 60 lines of code long, and I've already gotten to the point where I don't know how I've done things that I did before.
Oh, no.
Oh, I just have if it's overlapping a block. If it's overlapping a block, I just put it on top of that block. That's how I did it. I just have to never make sure that I just have to make sure the gem is never moving so fast that it could go clear through that block. No, it shouldn't, because I move it one frame at a time, or I move it one pixel at a time. At least I theoretically should. No, I don't. I just move it. Well, I hope my throw speed isn't. The fall speed shouldn't be too bad. The throw speed, I hope, is never so bad as could exceed that, or we could potentially get a gem clipping on top of another gem. You know, I could put a while in this, and that would just solve all problems. While. There, while it's overlapping a gem, put it on top of that gem and change things. If it's still overlapping a gem, put it on top of that gem and change things. And that should just keep going until it's not on top of a stupid gem anymore. Okay, let's real quick make sure I didn't break anything. Nope, it looks like it still works. It looks like it still works. Okay, cool. So just putting that while loop did that, and having that while loop in there should make it so I never do anything stupid. So I think the easiest solution to all of these problems will be don't let the player throw gems while blocks are advancing. That should be the easiest solution. Do that. Do that, and I need to... Where's my notebook? I gotta write this down because I'm not doing it tonight. Okay, so let's see here. Player can not throw gems while advancing. They can place the gem, it's when we make a pair that's the problem. No, but if I'm doing that, then that solves that problem. I may not even need to restrict them from doing this. Because what I need, the big thing that I need to do is move all gems in independent loop. That's the big one. If I do the gem advancement during an independent loop, if I do it all during an independent loop, then I won't have to take into account all this weird stuff. Yeah, I won't have to take all of that into account. It'll just be moving on its own. That will solve that problem. That problem should already be solved. So I think, theoretically, just making it all in an independent loop should solve all problems. Okay. To address a couple questions from the chat. What did we have? What did we have? One question before. As far as disabling the ability to drop cubes while advancing, would that be an issue when cube advancement speed increases to ludicrous speed? I'm actually not sure yet if I want the gems to advance automatically at all. Like, I'm wondering if I want manual advancement to be the only way to advance gems. And in that regard, I've been debating that, or I'm thinking, instead of the fight being trying to scroll the opponent off the screen, like that's the fight, is trying to scroll the opponent off the screen, I'm thinking going with something like Magical Drop's quota system, where the goal will be not to scroll the other person off the screen, but instead to reach your quota first. Which will be like, you just have to destroy 200 gems or something before your opponent does. I will say, I will let you scroll the opponent off the screen. I mean, I will let you scroll the opponent up and kill themselves, but I don't want that to be the focus. Like, I mostly want it there as a, you done fudged up, and kind of as a way to end the game when you get to that point. Because, like, the game gets broken from there. So, like, I would certainly do that, and that'd probably be a good way to suicide. Is if, like, you just want to lose, then you just go... Done. And in that regard, as far as sending trash blocks to the opponent, I actually, what I wanted to do was, instead of focusing purely on sending trash blocks to the opponent, because generic trash blocks are good for scrolling the opponent off the top, which is not what I want the goal to be. What I want to do is toss blocks to the opponent that will slow them down. And what I want is those blocks to drop down from the top instead of raise up from the bottom.
What if they drop down on, like, would they drop down randomly?
I don't know yet, because I wouldn't want them to...
What if they, like, drop down on the row where you're on?
That
way you can control where they drop down just by moving your own reticule. Like, would it just happen automatically when you get a combo, or would you have to press a button?
Automatically.
Oh, okay. That's not as great, but you can still kind of control it.
Yeah, it'd be like every time you... It'd be like every time you get a combo, you just see the little mark... Like, you see the combo marker thing, like, happen, and then fly up here, and then a block goes thump down on them.
Yeah, and you can kind of control it in that time where it takes to go up. Or where the time that it takes to have the combo, you know, the effect go down here, and that takes 1 second, and you can move in that second.
Something to keep in mind, at least. Because I know I needed to do something. I was originally thinking just random. That's a neat idea, though. I was originally thinking just random. I did want to make sure I did something that, I wanted to make sure you couldn't kill yourself by accident, though. Because, like, if I put in a block that you can't move, say, you've got to do something with it instead. If you drop 7 down on your opponent, like 1 across the board, that's it. That's it. If you can't move it, you can't get to the blocks underneath it, you're done.
Yeah, which is why you want to make sure that every block has some kind of fail-safe.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to be dropping that many blocks, because I want it to slow them down, but I also don't want it to be... Like, oh no, we have to completely stop what I'm doing, so I can fiddle with whatever. I would still want to drop maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 blocks? If I dropped in, like, stacks, I could stack a couple vertically. But I wouldn't want to just go, like, here's 7 or 14 or however many blocks that you've got to churn through.
Yeah. The other thing is, if you do put it so that you drop it where your reticule is, you're going to have to make sure people don't just stack them all on top of one another.
Yeah.
I mean...
Like, I guess I'm not... Yeah, this is my column for not dealing with your crap. You could still kill yourself with that, though, because if you do that, you are going to burn down the rest of your blocks, and then you have to advance. And you'll eventually have to advance up, and you'll kill yourself with that stack of blocks on the right side that you've refused to deal with. So I had a couple ideas for blocks that you could deal with. There's always the standard of, like, you can't do anything with the block, but you have to make a pair, or you have to make a set next to it, and that breaks it. There's that one. Magical Drop had little bubble blocks that all you have to do is throw another block at it, and it pops the bubble. There were... I think one of my favorite ideas is a bomb block that would drop on the opponent. That after, like, you can't touch, you can't do anything with, but after a countdown, maybe you could do something like defuse it. It'd be unfair otherwise.
Yeah.
Like, maybe if you made a set next to it, it would defuse the bomb. But I had the idea of, like, if the bomb counts it, like, it's got a timer on it, and if it counts down, when it explodes, it destroys, like, all the blocks next to it, and gives those, the points for those blocks to the other person. Like the person who sent the bomb.
Yeah. Maybe, because that's just a better version of the one where you have to make a set next to it.
Yeah.
So what if instead of having to make a set next to it, not the bomb block, the normal block, what if you had to make a combo next to it to get rid of it?
Oh, that'd be painful. That'd be so No, I can't do that.
Okay.
I can't do that. That'd be so bad. I'd never be able to deal with those. I'm so bad at combos. I'd come up against that guy and go, well, time to stack him on the side and hope for the best. If I can't stack him, then I guess that's it for me.
What if it gets rid of one at random anytime you make a combo? Like, it doesn't have to be a combo next to it, but whenever you make a combo, it picks one of those blocks at random and they just go away.
Yeah, then I'd have to, like, see one and then start actively making combos.
Yeah, but it doesn't, like, it wouldn't matter where the combo is.
Yeah.
That's a little too difficult.
It is something to keep in mind, though, because if I drop, like, 6 of them on somebody, making 6 combos is rough.
Yeah, you'd have to really try to balance it.
Yeah, there'd be a lot of balancing. Okay, so I don't actually have to worry about the blocks falling down and messing anything up. Like, that works right. Make the penalty block an extra color that you can't get otherwise. That was another idea I had. The penalty block would be like a 6th color that only pairs with others of that color.
Yeah, I was thinking something like that.
So, like, they drop them on you, and you've got to pair all the crap they dropped on you with itself in order to get rid of it.
You can't. Can you pick it up?
Well, you'd have to be able to.
Can you pick any of them up?
Penalty blocks?
Yeah.
Or it depends. I haven't decided.
It's weird that you can pick some up and some not.
Yeah, it would have to depend on the block. Like, I'd have to make one that... I feel like if I made one that you couldn't move, I'd have to make it more obvious. Or if I made one that you could move, I'd have to make it more obvious.
Yeah.
Like a 6th color, if it looks just like all the other gems, it's just a different color, that's pretty obvious that, hey, I should probably be able to pick this up. But, like, if you can pick up everything, then I'd have to make one block that just looks like a, I don't know, a block of steel. Got rivets in it and crap. It's like, you can't pick that one up, that thing weighs a ton. I haven't done, like, complete design around the penalty blocks.
Muffin's, like, freaking out because that has lines on it.
Oh.
The lines are gone, Muffin.
Yeah, I haven't done a lot. I haven't done like so much design around the penalty blocks yet, but I think what I want to do is have each playable character have their own penalty block
Yeah.
that they send to the opponent.
I
So
would
whoever you play as, that's the penalty block you send.
I would just write down literally as many ideas.
Yeah, that's what I was doing while your mother was over. I just wrote down like a whole bunch of crap.
Oh, so that's what you were doing when you were not socializing?
On top of other things. Well, I mean, let's be honest, she wasn't here to see me.
No, but...
I mean, socializing is nice, though, and I tried to at least be available. I wrote down a bunch of other things, ideas, too. I was mostly just idea dumping. I wrote down paired with itself and pattern is made with it, and those are the same thing. Oh, I had one that's affect all of a color. So, like, if you destroyed that block or whatever, like, maybe it'd be super easy to get rid of, but if you get rid of it, it'd change all your green gems into blue gems or something.
That could potentially...
That would actually be, like, potentially bad. Or potentially good for the person, because...
Yeah, that would potentially really help whoever
Yeah.
that happens.
Because you just removed a color from the board and distributed that amongst the other colors. That's going to make it even easier. I don't know, it's something to... It's idea dumping. I'll worry about that when I get around to making penalty blocks. So
Oh
right...
my god!
Hmm?
You have a ninja block that, like... It just disappears into your blocks. Like, invisibly hides on one of them. And then when you make a pair with the ninja block, it goes to the other person. Like a big ninja pops up and goes, "Grr," and goes to the other person.
And like it would give the points to them,
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Ninja
block.
I'm gonna write that crap down.
God, that would be really bad if the person just drops like 16 ninja blocks.
So I kind of divided my whole thing up as causes and effects. And so the cause is like a pattern is made next to it, a pattern is made with it. It's got a timer on it that counts down, kind of thing. And then the effects side is all of the... It turns into a gem after you do it. It disappears. It affects all of a color. So as a cause, I just wrote hides as normal block, and then as effect, I wrote points go to opponent.
Who would be the ninja?
Which, that also works with the bomb, which is just timer and then points go to opponent.
What character?
Yeah, who would be the ninja?
Oh, really?
I don't think I have a ninja. Okay, let's take a look at this. Okay, so playable characters we had were Naka, Ogre, Tofu, Isami. None of them are ninjas.
Ogre.
Karen, Yuki, Shala, Luciana, and Rhina. It wouldn't be Luciana, she's too straightforward. I could see Yuki doing it if it's a ghost instead of a ninja.
Yeah. that
Little
could work.
little ghost goes
Ghost
down and
block.
hides in the block. And when you pair, the little ghost goes bleh, and then gives the points back to Yuki. I could see that crap. Ghost block.
I would totally play as Yuki then. I just want to be the ghost block.
Ghost block. Okay, so thinking very
Could
briefly.
it be a ghost ninja?
Okay, so let me think very briefly about where I am, what problems I had, and how I'm going to go about solving them. Just to make sure I've got written down in my list of things to do correctly. So the problems I had were... So the problems I had were all the blocks stop moving when you toss a block down. That will be resolved by making the rising independent. Because then I'm not overwriting a variable that something else is using. So that'll solve that problem. The other problem that I had in mind was... I think I fixed that problem, so I don't even have that problem anymore. Which was, I was afraid a block falling onto something that's rising would land awkwardly since it sets a harsh distance. Instead, I think it falls down and lands on it, and now I have collision that bumps it up on top of that block. And I even put that in a while loop, so technically, I can make crap move as fast as I want to now. Yep, still doesn't. Yeah, so we're looking alright, I think. So we're at 19. I'm holding 4 blocks, so this should go up to 23. 23. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I think as long as I put all of the move in an independent loop, that should solve pretty much all of our problems. I don't know what that one bug was, where I randomly made an entire row of blocks fall, and that just screwed up everything. But otherwise, I think that's what we're doing. As far as things, would I ever have to stop the player from doing anything? I don't think I would have to stop them from advancing while doing anything anymore. Yeah, so theoretically doing that one thing would solve all problems. So, next time I stream this, whenever that is, maybe tomorrow, the goal is going to be to put the gem advancement in an independent loop, which should fix most bugs and issues that we have going on right now. And then I want to start on animations, of which I would like to at least do a destroyed gem animation, which should be relatively easy. I also need to do an idle animation for the gems, but that's going to be a little more difficult. And I think that's about it. Yeah, that should be about it. I may want to make an idle animation for the move gem, even though you'll only see it for like 1 frame. But after that, we'll have the semblance of a game put together. And then I'm gonna have to start thinking about other mechanics instead of just getting a basic game put together. Oh no, game design. Alright, that'll do it for me tonight. It's super late, but there was a storm that kind of threw a wrench in some things. So, good night everybody.